Hey guys, welcome back. I wasn't sure how I was first going to do this video because as soon as I first saw that this new Becca First Light Priming Filter was available, I knew I had to get it because I had the Becca Backlight Priming Filter already. And when I had done YouTube searches for the First Light Priming Filter, there aren't very many, and I don't know why. I feel like people should be trying this out, and I just didn't see many. So I knew I wanted to try it. I ordered it and I tried it out. So I thought, I'm going to do a review on it. So then I thought, I really want to know how these two compare. And I feel like I was seeing that question asked. So that's what I'm doing. I am looking at both of these and telling you guys how I feel they compare to each other and how I feel about this specifically. Both of these primers are $38 for 1 ounce of product. The packaging is exactly the same. They both come in this lovely pump glass bottle. It's great packaging. So first I'm going to give you a little bit of a background on the Backlight Priming Filter, what it does and how I use it and all that jazz. The Becca Backlight Priming Filter claims to be infused with 3 unique filtering luminescent pearls. Each one adds a different drop of diffused light, and when blended together they impart a lightweight whipped fluid that creates a smooth canvas and acts as an instant filter, while the vitamin E enriched formula minimizes the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. It's suitable for all skin types, including oily and combination. I have used this product, you can tell. I enjoy this primer. It's not my #1 primer of choice because that for a long time has been the Hourglass Veil primer or the Guerlain Meteorites primer. I choose those because I feel like for my combination skin that gets oily in the T-zone, they keep shine away, whereas this is more of a luminescent primer that gives kind of a glow to whatever foundation I wear it with. And it does still help my foundations last a long time. That's what impresses me about this particular primer, is that I can mix it in with a foundation or wear it under a foundation, and it does help it last longer. I feel like a lot of glowy primers or illuminating primers, if you have combination oily skin, they tend to not make your foundation last as long, or they just tend to make it slide off the face. So this is one reason why I enjoyed this primer. It did all that without leaving chunks of glitter behind, and that's pretty much what this primer does. So moving on to what they say about the Becca First Light Priming Filter. It is a skin awakening primer that instantly reduces signs of a bad complexion day to leave it fresh, awake, and hydrated. It brightens dull skin and leaves a fresh canvas for all-day makeup wear. It uses cool light technology that softly scatters translucent, cool violet light to brighten and even out imperfections. It contains spring water, prickly pear flower, and sodium hyaluronate, ginger citrus. It contains no parabens, sulfates, or phthalates, and it's good for all skin tones and types. Let's talk about the texture first of all. So if you look at the backlight and watch it on the skin, I'm just gonna squirt them both out on the skin. You can automatically see, I hope you could see that, it came out a little bit more runny and more liquidy. So this one, it's just a little more liquidy. And you can see on my fingers, it's just a little more whipped over here and a little more liquidy. So I'm gonna actually spread these out on the skin next to each other so they're not so clumped up, so you can see a little bit better. I'm in the midst of the process, and you can see this is more lotiony, whereas this is again a little bit more of a whipped, creamier texture. In the midst of doing that, I changed my entire process. I put the First Light Priming Filter on this hand and the Backlight Priming Filter on this hand. And I'm hoping that you can kind of see the difference in what's going on my hands. I can definitely see that there is more of a sheen over here. And over here, it's just more of a diffusing and a glow. I'm trying to rotate my hands so you can see. Can you see that? It's so hard to see with primers exactly what they do on the skin without being just, gosh, right up against them. These are not pore filling primers, but the difference that I do see when I wear them is that you do get a glow, a sheen with this one, whereas this one actually does just kind of give kind of a healthy glow to the skin. That purple does not show up like you think it would. I was wondering about that, but it really didn't. So I'm going to cut over to a check-in that I did during the day when I wore this primer underneath my foundation. I know this isn't an official foundation road test type of video, but since I was out and about exactly 7 hours after applying the Becca First Light Priming Filter and my foundation, I just wanted to report in. I was able to use less than I usually do of my Estee Lauder Double Wear Light. This morning, I only put on one very, very, very light layer. It was almost BB cream like, and I felt like my face looked good. So you can see there is some luminescence to it. It's kind of a glow rather than a greasy look, and I like it. When I have had to blot and touch up, which has been twice with blotting sheets and translucent powder, it hasn't looked overly greasy or anything like that. So I wouldn't say it controls oil, but it has kept my makeup looking good today. So I just wanted to check in. So I just wanted to show you that, just because, you know, I think that's important that you guys know those kinds of things, even though it's not a traditional wear foundation test. I do notice a citrus smell with the First Light primer, whereas the Backlight primer has just, I don't know, just a nice scent. They do smell a little bit different. It doesn't bother me. I don't notice it when it's on my skin. I notice it when it's on my hands. But it smells good to me. So in a nutshell, I feel like the First Light primer is more subtle on the skin. It does give your skin a more kind of awake, energized glow. It's just more subtle. And it still did help my makeup last and wear well throughout the whole day. I enjoyed wearing it until later in the day. I started to notice little bumps on my face. By the end of the day, I had a full out rash on my face, which has never happened to me before with any product. So something in this made me react in a really bad way. I had to put hydrocortisone and Benadryl all over my face to calm it down that night. So I was really kind of upset about this because I really liked how it performed during the day, and I really would have liked to have kept this, but unfortunately this has to go back. It was kind of unexpected for me. Again, I've never had anything do that to my face before. I've had things make me break out or flare up my rosacea, but as far as making me break out in a rash type thing on my forehead, I mean, just everywhere, I've never had that happen before. So I feel like you guys need to know that it doesn't taint how I feel that it wore during the day and how it performed. I'm sure that I am an anomaly, that is not the typical thing to happen. So I don't want to discourage you guys from trying this if you want to try it, because I do think that it is a good primer for people. But yeah, that is something that happened to me, and I was kind of surprised by it. And I guess that is the hazard of trying out new things. Sometimes things do happen, unfortunately. I'm not letting that taint my view of the primer. It still wore really well during the day. It still made my foundation and skin look really great. It evened out red tones. It just made my skin look really awake and my foundation wear really well. So if you want a primer that is going to give you that glowy, illuminated look that you can mix in with your foundation or wear underneath your foundation, that is still going to help your makeup last a long time and wear really well, the Backlight priming filter is going to be the foundation for you. And if you want a primer that is going to even out your skin tone, make your skin look really awake and energized, and you can still mix it in with your foundation or wear it under your foundation, then the First Light priming filter is going to be the primer of choice for you. So that is what I feel that the difference between the two primers are, and I really do wish that this one had worked because I feel like the effect that it gives is great. So I really don't think that you can go wrong with either one. Again, I think that I am probably atypical here. I'm not sure what ingredient it was, but I do think it's worth getting a sample and trying it maybe on a section of your face first just to see. But again, I just think Becca is a great brand overall and it's worth trying. I hope that you found this review slash first impression helpful. Thank you guys again so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. If you're not following me on my social media, I will put those on the screen and link them below. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.